Create supplier invoice with PO relation with item block. So open create supplier invoice. The new supplier invoice screen is displayed. So 1 point, choose create supplier invoice, not create supplier invoice advanced. So be careful, create supplier invoice full Fiori App F0859 instead of create supplier invoice advanced, that is equivalent to the MIRO, that web key. Okay. So make the following entry: general information, transaction, invoice, your company code, cross invoice amount only, select currency euro in the section input field. The amount is until later. Invoice date, current date. Posting date, current date. It is for the demo. So the invoice date is the date provided in the PDF or in the email of the supplier. That is the date of the supplier invoice. Reference, fill the supplier invoice number provided again by your supplier in the PDF or any document provided by your supplier. So we start. So we're in the transaction, we select invoice. The company code that we use for the demonstration is KPC1. The invoice date is today, 25 November, and this year's. The reference invoice and the invoicing party. If I remember that I made a date, it's an event. I remember. Yeah, let's invent pro. Okay. In the purchasing document reference area, make the following entry: the reference document category, purchase order scheduling agreement, purchase order scheduling agreement, your purchase order that you have created previously, and choose enter. Don't forget, invoicing party. I'm sure, just to be sure that I've got some purchase order in the system. So assignment option. Okay, so you see you can change. Be careful, this SAP keep in memory that the last reference document you have used to create a supplier invoice. So I change it for purchase order agreement. Advanced option, because I want to display all the for my supplier. If there anything in invoice expected, I click on go. I think there is nothing. So if I select another one for this test, I think it was I use a domestic supplier if I remember. So I select this one, I advance it again, supplier, and I click on go. Okay, so last one I created is okay, KPC. I select assign. Okay, I see all the information. Okay, in particular that is for raw material, and I've got freight value. So in the payment area, make the following entry or control that the bills line is the current date. So if I go to payment, I see that I select the baseline is today. Okay, then in the invoice item table, check the amount, the quantity, and the tax code. So if I go to the tax code, okay, I check that in France we have the phase 20%, and a dedicated VAT for freight services. So if I go, I check the amount and the quantity. That is good. So we continue to display all the information that we have in a supplier invoice. If item amount in supplier invoice is different from the PO amount, the item amount can be changed and the invoice will be blocked on item level with a blocking reason. Amount, for example, change to €500, exceeding the tolerance limit for a price difference, and choose a row at the right side of the item to navigate to the item detail. In the lower part of the detail screen, blocking reason section show the text price variance. So I will show you this case. So for example, instead of to put in the balance the amount provided by the supplier, make a test. If the amount is not this one, is for example, there is a difference like this. Check. You see that there are a balance difference. So you have this. So for the moment is red. You are not able to save your invoice. Okay. If I change again, I go back in the right amount. I check. It's green. That means I cannot save the invoice. So in the case or you change to be online, for example, you have differences. I clear again to take account the VAT. The supplier provides this amount, take account also the VAT. So there is a differences between the amount provided by the supplier and the amount that you have defined when you have created the purchase order. That means you need to align the amount if you accepted the differences. Then you will make a negotiation with the supplier and perhaps make a debit or the credit note. It depends if the issue is right or wrong. So subsequent debit credit. I will see later this point. So if I go in the details to display that the system in the blocking reason, you see that we are in a price variance. That means if I save, my invoice will be blocked. So I choose simulate. So yeah, I display the message GL account item without tax code in document with deferred. Yes, I've got deferred taxes. So I don't want to use that because I'm not yet. I change it. Okay, I simulate again. So you have the results. You can click on to display the message that he explained that you have a down payment and you have a price too high. Okay, you take account of these messages and then you click on post. Choose post. Automatically the invoice is posted. A dialog box displays the message invoice posted, blocked for payment. Document has been created, blocked for payment. Do you want to create a new supplier invoice? No. You can display also the journal entry or your supplier invoice, and you are able to display the information about the workflow, because if we are in this case, you have automatically workflow created. So, no. Thank you.